Okay guys, this is my first video about Node.js. So this is going to be a very light video telling you just how to start a Node.js application, giving you the basic starter packages and a little about the frameworks used and what the package.json file means. Before all of that, you can go to the official Node.js website and download Node.js. The download for Windows is pretty simple. It's a zipped archive, and when you unzip it, you get something like this. You get a node modules folder with all the default modules for the node server pre-installed. You get the node application, you get npx as a node executable file, you get nodemon, which is nothing but a script which allows you to restart and the server. Node, as you know, is in itself a server. So when you want to learn a very simple project, the best way out is to create a directory structure to organize your files in such a manner that everything that you learn is in the right folder. So make a directory called Node.js app and create a simple file server.js. All of this will be used later. Just create a simple file called server.js. Now inside your Node.js app, if you say npm init, so what it does is it installs all of your node packages and it asks you the package name. Just keep the defaults. This is a little more important. It says what is your entry point. I have set it to server.js, and you can keep it to any file. You can keep it to app.js, main.js, but when you start Node, when you start your application, you will use this file. So remember this as the entry point. Just key in enter for the rest of it. It has created a package.json file with all of your entries. Just say yes. Now if you see your package.json, the main entry point is server.js and the start command is node server.js. Now since we're using Hapi.JS as the framework, we can say npm install -- save Hapi. Hapi is a very light, easy framework for Node.js. Even though Express is popular, Hapi is equally good to catch up with. If you see, package.json is now modified and Hapi is installed as a dependency, version 18.1.0. that is the latest version. Whenever you run anything on the Node CLI, it is very helpful to keep noting the changes in package.json and also in your folder structure. So node modules is what is introduced here and Hapi is the dependency that is introduced here. Next up, we modify the server.js file. So we can say use strict, which just means that JavaScript should be enabled in the strict mode, and we declare our constants. For all of those who are used to creating a connection on the server object, Hapi.JS version 18 eliminates that requirement, and it just says declare your port and your host within the server object itself without an explicit function. There you go. We wrap our initialization function around the async keyword. We say await for the server start method. Await and async are something that JavaScript developers must already be familiar with. It's out of scope for this particular video, but I still suggest that when you're using anything in JavaScript, be aware of promise, be aware of async, be aware of await, be aware of asynchronous programming in general. So when you say await server.start and you log in console.log, the server running on %s server.info.uri. So there you go. You basically told the application how to initialize your application. You defined the function, and now you will call that function. So as long as you start your application with this file, you're done with your code. On the command line, you can just say npm start, and just like you'd instructed your application, it says server running on and it says server info.uri. But now you will get an error. So let's see what is the error that you get and why you're getting it. Let's hit this URL. Let's just say it says 404 not found. Why so? Because you have not given it a route as yet. You have not told your browser what route it should follow for this particular URL. So let's just say server.route. Now the route method follows a very simple syntax which gives it 3 parameters, so to speak. Method, it gives it a path, and it gives it a handler. Now for method, you will just say get. That can be any standard method such as get, put, post. For path, you have to give whatever follows the port, and if it is at root, if you can just say slash, or you can just say slash home. So that'd be localhost 8000 home. And for handler, it's the function that handles your request. So for handler, you just say some callback with request, and H is the response toolkit here. Up till HapiJS version 15 or 16, you had a reply keyword or a reply object there, but now you have a response toolkit, and you, for defining this handler function, you can just return HTML string. There. So now if you say /home, oh sorry, I forgot to start it, so you have to restart your application. There you go, and now you refresh it and it says hello. So just for demonstration purposes, I just want to show how you can take up the request parameters as well. Give your application another route and just say user slash name, and in your handler just say request dot params dot name. There you go. Now when you restart your application, and you say user slash Donald, it prints out whatever you say here. Let's say you write user slash Brad, you say user slash Kaneka, it says the same as whatever you type in your request parameters. So the key point here is to understand what makes up a basic Node.js application. All I wanted to show you was the Node modules folder whenever you install Node. The key module that we used was Hapi, which is a framework for Node.js applications, and the package.json file, which happens to be one of the most important files. It defines the entry point of your application. It tells your application how to start Node using that entry point. It also lists down your dependencies. Hapi is listed as a dependency. You can also give your version for every dependency over here. Now, apart from that, we learned npm start. Npm is again a node server.js or node entry point is the way to start a Node application. Npm is just the Node package manager. See you in my next video, which is a full-blown video about how to make Node.js APIs, REST APIs using HapiJS and MySQL. And after that, we'll look into MongoDB. This is just one of my very first attempts at tech videos, and I am really looking forward to your comments and understanding of what you would want and how much more clarity you would expect. Thank you.